Okay guys, so here we go. Yesterday I did another heroic trip, 5 grams, weighed out on a electronic scale. Myself and Paul, we met about 8:30 in the morning, and I took mine and he took his, and we walked down to this park just near me. There's a nice wooded area there, and then there's a big expanse of grassy park, and then there's a small lake with all birds and everything, and it's an amazing little nature reserve. And so 10 minutes into it, I'm there, and all of a sudden I'm captivated, and I can hear every single bird. I'm mesmerised by the way the lights casting through the trees and shining on the leaves and the shadows of the forest. And it was like a Walt Disney film when you've got the birds flying around and they're so near and they seem to be communicating, and there was pigeons and crows and squirrels scurrying around. There was just a hive of activity, and I just stood there looking around, blown away. And having spent about, I don't know, 20 minutes in there, all of a sudden the forest just went woof. It just opened up, and the colours were just amazing. There was a multi-dimension to it, and it was just alive. It was just vibrant, and I was a part of it. All living things are a part of it. And oh my goodness, I was just looking at everything. And I saw this small tree with a few branches on it, and I saw spider's silk, and I caught the light, and I saw the spider's silk, and I got down and I looked, and I noticed that the spider's silk was everywhere. It was connecting everything to everything, and I tried to touch it, but there was nothing there. It was just some energy that was there, and it was just like, holy smoke, oh, what have I gotten into? And just looking at the ground, it's growing, it's throbbing like this, and it's changing into shapes. And you look at the trees, and they're pulsating and waving and vibrant, and all the different shades of the light coming through the Spartan bits that I could see up in the sky. And I'm telling you, man, I was just awestruck. And Paul was there with me, and I called Paul over just to see if he could notice what I was noticing. But what happened is, his vibration was different, and I just knew that I can't communicate with anybody, I can't be around anybody, I've just got to go. And so I just started to walk off. Everywhere I was just amazed and bewildered, and I'm looking down at this beautiful shorn lawn. It's about like this, it's a really well kept lawn in this park, and it was going into hexagon shapes, big and small, and just waving and moving. And then I just looked all around me, and I just felt like I was in a dream. I was just in a dream. It was like a lucid dream, and I became anxious. And I'd felt queasy not long after taking the shrooms, but I got an anxiety within me, because obviously my body it got into shock. It was just like blown away, And I got this like, and I just got to keep moving, I just got to keep walking. And I tried to close my eyes and thought, what's all that about? Then you got fractals, patterns, fractal shapes, all different sorts of stuff, just like you get, you know, you can watch it on a computer. And I'm thinking, how is it exactly the same as a computer? Just turning over, turning over, turning over. You can't understand what it is. It's just there, and shapes, and this, and that, and it goes on forever. And I'm like, whoa, I can't stay in there. No, I've just got to try to get some reality. Wow, keep walking, keep walking. I thought, I'm getting out of the nature bit. That just blew me, man. That blew me. So I just went out on the roads and I thought, I've got to be near cars. I've got to be near activity. Just bring me back some sort of semblance of reality. And I just ended up walking and walking and walking. And I walked actually from 8:30 a.m. until 4:30 when the sun just went down over the top of my house. So I was gone, you know, for 9 hours, walking, 8 hours. Couldn't stop walking, and I'd just walk, and then I'd come across just an obscure wood where I'd just get off the path and I'd go into the wood. And there was one particular wood that had huge, like, mountain ash trees in. They were enormous, and I just looked at them and, like, it was just like, just kind of like in the film, like Beauty and the Beast, where you got all these trees, and they're not like going, they're just kind of like moving and pulsating gently. And you just hear every animal, and you just, all of a sudden you see this squirrel, and you see that bird, and this one's flying by, and it's just, man, I'm telling you, it's just so enchanting. And after a while, I just felt I wanted to go sleep. I just wanted to lie down and go sleep, but it was all wet and damp. And I thought, if anybody sees me, they're going to be saying, you're all right, you're all right. So I thought, that's a bit mad. I'll keep walking, I'll keep walking. So I went out of that wood, and then I went walking up towards my gym, just familiarity. I needed something familiar. And there was a crossroads by my gym, and I walked this way for about half a mile, then I walked back, then I walked the other way, then I walked back, and I kept coming to this crossroads. What way shall I go? What way shall I go? And it's like now I'm at a crossroads in my life. Which way to go? Everything was so significant. Then I looked at the traffic light signal where it's got, you know, the red figure, stop, and then it's got the walking figure, the green one, stop, go, and it was stop and go. And I'm looking up at the lights, and I didn't have the confidence to cross. I wasn't sure of my own sensibility, you know, whether I could gauge it. And then I was looking, thinking, oh, it's safe now, it's safe now, it's safe now. And then I ran over, and it's like, whew, you know, that was epic. But looking at the cars and looking at the houses, they were just the same. They didn't change. They didn't morph. They didn't wave around or anything. It's just the nature. The nature comes alive. Oh, of course it is alive, but you know, it just becomes absolutely incredible. And so I was at this crossroads, and I thought, like, oh, I don't know where to walk. I'm tired. I just want to sleep. And so I sat down and I closed my eyes for like 5 minutes. Fractals, like this maddening turning over, never ending. Oh my God, how long is this going to last for? Look down at the ground. I'm telling you, I was like a bit panicking. Then I thought, like, what if I stay here forever? You know, in this surrealness forever. Just crazy. I thought to myself, I wouldn't mind if I never had the anxiety, this sicky, queasy feeling. I thought, if that went, then I could cope with it. So I thought, I'll walk, and I walked. And then, seeing people, I saw this traffic warden, and he's like this, and he's walking like that. And he's coming towards me, his head's just looking down, he's not noticing anything, there's nothing going on. Everything about him told me he's an android. Nothing going on. I thought, my God, Then I looked around at other people and I saw an old person. And he's looking like, oh, he's so old, he's so tired, so worn out. And I'm like, oh my God. Looking around, I want to see some life, I want to see some normal people. And then you just see women with the children pushing a pushchair, and there's nothing going on. They're just pushing it around and doing what they do. And I'm like, there's no life here. There's no life in these people. They're all androids. The only thing that's alive is nature. And the nature's just doubly, triply, 1,000 times alive. So I'm walking around and thinking, when's it going to end? When's it going to end? I thought, okay, yeah, I've done it now. I've seen it. But boy, I want to get back to some semblance of reality. I'm telling you, I want to get back to some semblance of reality. And just picking up a leaf and just the vibrant colours, and you just notice everything about it. It's like, whoa. And you look at a tree and it's like, holy shit. You see all different sorts of creatures and faces and things in trees. Not demonic, you just see. And then you see a tree like this and it's like, yeah, it looks like a figure like this, or it's doing that, and you just read so much more into everything. And walking, blisters on my feet. I must have walked 15 miles, maybe 20 miles, 8 hours just walking. And I thought, oh, I've got to get back to Paul. I started to come around and I thought, oh, I've left Paul, and I felt guilty about it. And I thought, I've just done one on him. I just did one, man. And so I thought, I'll go back to the park and I'll say, I'm sorry, man. Whoa, I just had to be alone. So all of a sudden I got energised and I was like, whoa. I'm walking back and I'm thinking, well, I'm going to give him a hug when I get back. I'm going to tell him I'm sorry. I'm going to tell him all about it. And then I got to the part where I thought he would be, and he wasn't anywhere to be seen. And then all of a sudden I started to come down again, and everything started to go ooh again, and I was back in it. And I thought, wow, I'm going to sit on a park bench by the lake. The lake is about 10 feet in front of me. All different sorts of birds, seagulls, Canada geese, ducks, swans, coots, all different sorts